of this guy, then his fans are...
Damn Johnny Arnett. Wait, damn Johnny Arnott is a loser. Is that like a take on Nick Wrong? Like Johnny Arnott? All right, welcome back to the show, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of this LeBron James trilogy, this LeBron James three-peat. This is the final one for now, and let's go for this three-peat, something that LeBron James knows nothing about. This time, we're going to check the perspective of Mr. Johnny Arnett, and I've been excited to watch this one, you guys. You know, what LeBron getting swept out of the final or the second round came at a rough time for me. Very busy week for me. But yeah, we got to do this right. So I've been saving this video to watch, but I knew I had to watch this with you guys. So this is titled "An Honest Perspective on LeBron's Lakers Tenure," and you won't like it. And this to me is important because, like I said, Johnny Arnett is a lifelong Lakers fan, so what better perspective? Because I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet, but rarely do we have a lifelong Laker fan that actually likes LeBron James. Most of them want LeBron out. They never even wanted LeBron to get to LA. Now, there's a lot of LeBron fans that obviously are bandwagon Laker fans because he's playing on the team. Those guys will all be gone by next season when LeBron is chasing on a new boat, you know? So I want the perspective of an actual Laker fan and how he feels about the last, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, I said the thing. Shut up, guys. I think 8 seasons. Is it 8 seasons he's been there? I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Johnny will say it. But, like, I want to see his perspective because that's almost a decade of Lakers basketball. And we know the Lakers have a standard for excellence. And though LeBron James keeps saying he restored that standard, me as a non-Laker fan, as a Laker hater, I don't think they did. Because every era up until the LeBron era, these guys were a deep threat. Always, every single season, a huge threat to win a championship. You did not want to see the Lakers in the playoffs. But ever since LeBron's been around, that's the matchup you want. You want the Lakers. Because they're anyways, let's let Johnny Arnett tell us his perspective. You guys have heard my perspective. Let's complete this three-peat in style. Guys, I'm linking the original video from Johnny down below in the description for you. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you all. Let's get on with this. Like the video if you could. Hype the video if you have any. I'd appreciate it a lot. And get into those comments. And yeah, let's boost this video to oblivion because I think this one's going to be an important one. And y'all know I appreciate you guys. Let's get on with my favorite basketball YouTube intro that's out there right now, except for maybe BTM, just because that's classic. And I'm pretty sure Johnny would agree with me on that one. That one's nostalgia. But this is freaking epic. This jump shot, man. Like, smooth as butter. Like to just watch it one more time. Like, because you're about to see some trash after this, I'm sure. Like, watching LeBron after watching MJ, it's like tree trunks. You know what I mean? It's clumsy tree trunks, like trying to walk on hot butter on tile. That's what it feels like after watching something so smooth like this. You won't be able to unsee it.
So as expected, the Lakers were eliminated out of the second round by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and LeBron is now heading into the offseason as a free agent. So for the sake of this topic, I'm assuming that LeBron is now done playing as a Los Angeles Laker.
Me too.
Now before I get into the meat and potatoes of this topic, let me first admit something as an NBA YouTuber. I've grown very wary of talking about LeBron James. And honestly, it's not really because of LeBron, but rather it's because of all the people who are involved in the discussion around him. In all my years of watching the NBA, LeBron has to be the most polarizing figure that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
If you say just one thing critical of this guy, then his fans are gonna
Hold up. Wait.
If you say just one thing critical,
what does MJ's taint taste like, Johnny? Yep, this is what it's like, guys. You know, if you what do I want to say? If you prop up LeBron the way these like Nick Wrongs and Shannon Sharps do, yeah, man, you get a lot of love from these LeBron fans. But the second you say anything that's just factual and true about LeBron, man, they come after you. They come after you, man. And it affected me in the beginning when I started my channel. Now, dude, I just laugh every time I see this stuff. It's funny because their most common thing to do is to just say that I'm stupid. They can't prove me wrong or really to throw anything critical in there. They can't say why I'm stupid. They just say, "Oh, you LeBron hater, you're stupid. You must be stupid. Do you not see what he's doing? You're stupid." I guess I'm stupid, you guys.
of this guy, then his fans are
Damn Johnny Arnett. Damn Johnny Arnott is a loser. Is that like a take on Nick Wrong? Like Johnny Arnott? You should rename your channel to Johnny Allnet. I didn't even think about it until I saw this. Anyways, everything he pointed out here was disingenuous and wrong. LeBronies, the great LeBronies? Are you combining him with his son? Are they forged into one entity now? What a loaded comment. LeBronies is the greatest player ever because you still have to lie to discredit him. Insane. One like. He got one like.
They're going to come out with their
You got one like, buddy.
claiming you're a hater.
Damn, Johnny hates LeBron.
And that you don't know basketball.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Johnny hates anybody who's damaging his team, just like me. You know? Like when we had KD on the Suns, I'm like, get this fucking guy out of here. I don't want him here anymore. He's destroying our team. Does that make me a KD hater? I mean, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Whatever.
On the other hand, if I say anything even slightly complimentary about this guy, then his haters also come out with their pitchforks saying
yeah, it's true. It's true. Actually, some of my fans have called you a LeBron shill before, and I'm like, guys, no, it's not that way with Johnny. Like, honestly, you try to keep it real, and I appreciate that. Like, you are. I could just say one thing as a fact. Johnny Arnett is not a LeBron James shill. He has said way too much stuff, you know, that a LeBron shill would never, ever consider saying. So, no, he's not. I think Johnny's just trying to be as fair as possible, okay? That's what it is. But, yeah, the hardcore ones are going to just, like, slam you if you say anything good about LeBron. Like, if you say, like, you know, okay, I'm going to do it myself. LeBron had, I think 2 decent games in the first round of the playoffs this year against Houston. He actually played good for a couple of games there. Does that mean that I'm a LeBron shill? Hell no, because here I am celebrating with a three-peat of victories or a three-peat of videos about him getting swept in the second round. I just try to keep it real. You play good, I'll say you play good. And it has nothing to do with the stats. Like, I got to see with my eyes that you're playing good, you're playing hard. And he played pretty hungry in that first round for a couple of games. But like I said, it wasn't the entire series. And then in the second round, he played, it was just trash.
saying that I've been bought out by Clutch.
I'm sorry, Johnny, you're putting these here. I got to read these. Johnny Arnett, you are a complete simp for LeBrick or LeChoke or Le Oppo. Or La Loser? What's a La Oppo? Epo. La Epo. Anyways, La Loser, go back through all LeBron's games and see how many times he travels and carries, like literally every play, and how many times he gets these assists and call assists, how they used to be called. I agree. But this is also a league-wide problem now. So everyone is getting away with travels. Everyone's getting away with flopping. Everyone is getting away with two-hand shoving instead of screening, and they're also moving. It's a league-wide problem now. But yes, before anybody else was really getting away with it, it was LeBron. But when I call out LeBron, do I have to mention all that every single video? That's a lot of stuff to mention.
Sports, then I'm an idiot.
Good job. It's 80s MJ. Good job working for Clutch, helping destroy the NBA's history of having no credibility. Why you are at it, while you're at it, I think if you're willing to destroy the NBA's credibility, then go ahead and take. Damn.
And that I've lost all credibility. I don't just think that this tribalistic outrage is exhausting, but to be frank, I also think it's often childish. I don't mind if you're a LeBron fan or if you hate LeBron.
Yeah.
You're welcome here. But as for me, I don't accept automatically getting put into one of these camps based on my honest perspective on his abilities or lack thereof. Yes, he's not my favorite player, he's not my GOAT, and I don't like some of his antics. But I can also recognize that he's an all-time great, and I'm not going to try to find a way to spin everything he's ever done in his career into some kind of negative. So with all of this being said, I'm making a video today that I think is naturally gonna piss off both sides.
Let's do it.
Because as a man in his mid-30s who's been a Laker fan my entire life, I can confidently say that LeBron's time in Los Angeles has been layered and complex. There's been some great things and there's been some bad things, and I would be disingenuous if I ignored one or the other. So let's go back in time.
Great build up. You got two sides of people on edge right now. I'm gonna try to remember after this video to read some of the comments. I bet it's like a freaking battlefield down there.
Before LeBron James arrived in Los Angeles. In the 2012 NBA offseason, the Lakers were 2 years removed from their most recent championship and were looking for a way to return to the mountaintop. Kobe Bryant was still elite, but they needed reinforcements, so they then stunned the basketball world by adding Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, giving them one of the most intimidating lineups that had ever been seen on paper. Many analysts were speculating if they could beat the Bulls' 72-10 record.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that they didn't meet expectations.
This is one of my most hated Laker lineups. I was so mad, and also because you got Steve Nash over there, man, that broke my heart. Thankfully, they got an old ass Steve Nash out there who had his back was busted. So Steve Nash was basically not even a Laker. I wish he didn't go because he barely even played. But Dwight Howard, if it all would have worked out, you got Pau Gasol, Ron Artest over there, but then the trio, a pick and roll trio between Kobe, Dwight Howard, and Steve Nash. Holy crap! On paper, that was an incredibly dangerous lineup. In reality, Dwight Howard had major injury problems. Steve Nash had major injury problems. Kobe tried to carry them, and he carried them all the way to the point where he busted his Achilles, and then you all know the rest. What a crazy time.
After going winless through the preseason, the Lakers started the year with a 1-4 record, resulting in them firing their head coach just 5 games into the regular season. Beyond that, injuries absolutely devastated this veteran roster, and their chemistry was garbage as well. Although the team started gaining momentum heading into the playoffs, all of that came to an abrupt halt when Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles. Then these Lakers were swept out of the first round of the playoffs, which solidified them as one of the most disappointing teams in NBA history. Steve Nash was soon turning 40 years old. The fate of the team hinged on Kobe returning from a serious injury at the age of 35, and a disgruntled Dwight Howard was testing the free agent market. Suddenly, the once prestigious Lakers franchise was now a very desperate organization. Despite begging Dwight Howard to stay with a massive banner at Staples Center, he left to the Houston Rockets. Kobe would go on to have more devastating injuries over the next 3 years, meaning the Lakers were suddenly devoid of talent. They won 27 games in 2014, 21 games in 2015, and a franchise-worst 17 games in 2016, which was the year that Kobe retired.
Yep.
During that whole stretch, the Lakers were trying to recruit marquee free agents, like Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, and LaMarcus Aldridge. But each and every time, the team was turned down. During the famous free agency of Kevin Durant in 2016, The Lakers couldn't even secure a meeting with the star. The Lakers were not just a losing franchise, but they were quickly becoming irrelevant. Many were saying that the mystique and aura that once surrounded the organization was now completely gone. To make matters even worse,
that's the funny thing about the Lakers. They'll always be back. Well, once LeBron is gone, like they're it's not even they will be back. They're ready. They're ready. They're ready to be title contenders. But like I remember when Magic had to retire, you know, and it became like the Nick Van Exel and like CC and like all these guys, like they weren't really contenders. So there was that thought in the back of our minds too, like, is it finally over? Are the Lakers not going to be these guys anymore? And then Shaq gets to town, then Phil Jackson and Kobe, and then, yeah, the rest is history. There goes another long era of winning. And then Shaq leaves, and it's like, yeah, is Kobe going to be able to do it by himself? There you go again. Three finals in a row, winning 2 out of them. You know, the Lakers always come back to the top.
Upper management were making decisions.
Like, you Laker fans got to be ecstatic. Like, you got to. I'm a Suns fan here. We've never won one. Like, I can't imagine what it feels like to just, like, every time you have a bad time, it's like, yeah, give it a couple years. We'll be champs again.
That were unforgivably stupid. After missing on a meeting with Kevin Durant, their very first acquisition of the 2016 offseason was when the Lakers signed Timothy Mozgov to a 4-year, $64 million contract.
Oh, wow.
That's right. The Lakers were so desperate that they paid a premium for a backup center who averaged 6 points per game.
What the heck?
To add insult to injury, the Lakers doubled down.
Was that the brother? What's his name? Was that Jim? Jim Buss? That's a crazy move.
And gave a 4-year, $72 million contract to an aging Lyell Ernst.
Wow.
Within 3 seasons.
Yep, that's the guy. That's the guy, because he was in charge of that that department during that time. In fact, he was trained under Jerry West. Unfortunately, which I don't think he learned much. Jerry was a legend at this job.
Mozgov and Deng wouldn't even be in the NBA anymore, let alone with the Lakers franchise. In 2017...
Sign Luol Deng. See, yeah. So Jeannie herself is going like, why the hell did my brother do this? You know, like she doesn't even see the vision.
The Lakers won 26 games. And in 2018, the Lakers won 35 games. Meaning Los Angeles went 5 straight seasons without making the playoffs. And were well under 500 each season. As a lifelong Laker fan, this franchise felt dead, hopeless, and genuinely embarrassing. I thought the glory days were dead and gone for good. And that is when LeBron James showed up. Maybe making Magic Johnson an executive was the first major domino to fall in a positive direction.
I agree.
But LeBron was
unfortunately, he got done dirty.
Definitely the first player acquisition that showed how serious we were. All you gotta do is dig into my past social media pages to see how elated I was that we got LeBron. 2 years later, the Lakers were NBA champions once again. It would not be crazy to suggest that LeBron saved the Lakers franchise. Now, could they have been able to turn the ship around if they never signed him? Perhaps. But without question, the 5 years before LeBron showed up were the darkest days in franchise history that even had Clippers fans laughing at us. So to sum it up, I was grateful for LeBron.
Those poor Clippers fans. That also happened in the early 2000s after Shaq left the Lakers or whatever. Shaq got traded. There was a time where you had the Elton Brand. I'm forgetting the names right now. Damn. But anyways, you know, Elton Brand was like MVP caliber during his time, and yeah, man, they were winning a lot of games, and they had their moment to laugh at the Lakers, but they can never capitalize and just win a championship, because if they ever did it, they'd have a little bit of bragging rights, but it never happens. So every 10 years or so, the Clippers will be better than the Lakers, but then a couple years after that, the Lakers will win another championship.
The Lakers. But just because a union was good in 2018 doesn't mean it was good in 2024, 2025, and 2026.
Yeah, it felt like, to me as an outsider, the 2020 championship, it felt like a shortcut, and it was just not going to be sustainable, which kind of goes against everything that has ever happened when it comes to the Lakers historically, because it is always like a slow burn. We're building something. Then we have a dynasty, and then it slowly falls off, and then we're moving into the next era. LeBron, it's always like a shortcut thing. I'm here, stack it, we'll win one, and then after that, it's a fall off, and we're witnessing a lot of years of a fall off. He's never stayed in an organization 6 years after the fall off point. This is something new. And then he's going to go to a new one next year. But, like, yeah. And for the Lakers, like, usually you don't experience it this way. You gain traction, and then you end up at that dynasty point.
At one point, the Lakers absolutely needed LeBron. That doesn't mean that they still need him. In total, LeBron spent 8 seasons in Los Angeles. They won 1 championship, made 1 finals appearance, 2 conference finals appearances, and made it to the playoffs in 6 out of the 8 seasons. Now, should this be considered a successful stint? Honestly, yes and no. Yes, from the perspective of what the Lakers organization was right before LeBron showed up, and yes, from the perspective that the Lakers won a championship during this tenure. For almost every single organization, a championship in the span of 8 seasons is going to be seen as a great thing. But on the other hand, the reason you might say it's not is because it's the Lakers.
Yeah.
In the history of their franchise before LeBron showed up, they made it to the NBA Finals in 30 out of their 72 attempts, which is a remarkable 41.7% of the time.
And I have to pose the question to Laker fans. If LeBron didn't join the Lakers in 2018 and it went a different direction, we are now 8 years later. It's 2026 and we've seen the outcome of the Lakers season. Elimination again. So you got 1 championship in those 8 years. If they were to have actually like built something sustainable and long term, what could have happened? And I'm not saying I know because we don't know. But with that money and you know the star power that the Lakers have as an organization, the enticement they have to become a Laker for these big stars, imagine who they could have gotten in if not for LeBron. And if that's the case, would we be looking at a new dynasty by now? Because 8 years is a lot of time. But instead, no, it didn't happen. So yeah, nobody can take away 2020. It is what did they win a championship there? But it was such a quick. You got to the top, and then it's been a nosedive since.
Meanwhile, LeBron made it to the NBA Finals in just 1 out of his 8 attempts, equaling a percentage of 12.5.
Yeah, welcome to the Western Conference, buddy.
Even if you compare the average 8-year stretch of the Lakers, they were often more successful when LeBron wasn't on the roster. The Lakers won a championship 22.2% of the time before LeBron, and only 12.5% of the time with LeBron. Now, to be fair to James, these numbers are probably somewhat biased towards older generations, especially in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, since there were fewer teams and it was mathematically easier to make it to the finals back then. But then again, even if you track these numbers since the turn of the millennium, the non-LeBron-led Lakers made it to the finals a much greater 36.8% of the time, compared to LeBron's 12.5%. So again, was LeBron's time in Los Angeles a success? Well, I think it all depends on your perspective. In terms of their entire rich history of success, no. This was certainly an underwhelming 8-year stretch compared to that. But when you consider their 5 utterly embarrassing years before his arrival, then yeah, I would much rather have this 8-year stretch with LeBron than more of that. If you asked me my honest opinion, I would tell you that I cannot definitively say yet whether or not this has been a successful stretch. Because I think it kind of depends on what the Lakers look like after LeBron's departure. Will they go back to their glorious rate of success that they had in the 72 years before James? Or will it be more like the dark ages of Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak? Only time will tell. So what do you guys think? Would you call LeBron's 8-year stretch in Los Angeles a success? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to the members for supporting my channel. And
hell yeah, man. Great video. Great honest video by Johnny Arnett. I think... Okay. Here's my honest take on this. And I think this is kind of where Johnny was trying to fall here. But if you look at it with the short-term lens, it's easy to call that turnaround a success. You went from shambles to championship within a couple of years. But then if you look at the long term of it, it's done a lot of damage to the Lakers organization, just in many ways, including not winning. You know what I mean? Including the failure of it. So if you were to answer the question in the short term, what the outlook was in 2018, and then, getting to a championship and winning it so fast, yes, that is a good quick band-aid, a quick fix to the problem that they had. But there was no wheels on that. There's no shoes on it. There's no sustain on that note. It fell off the face of the earth immediately, and it still is down there. It's hanging out down at the bottom of the ditch. So long term, I would say this is a failure for the Lakers. Short term, I would say it was a massive success. And I think that's the only fair way to actually say it. The most non-biased I can possibly be is to say it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. And I appreciate such an honest video from Johnny Arnett. And as promised, I'm just going to browse through here real quick. We got the Lakers 5 meme. It's crazy that LeBron, okay. Anything. The exact issue with politics. For an average NBA franchise, one Western Conference. Okay, no, they're actually being nice to him. I'm proud of you, fans. I'm proud of you guys, because I thought Johnny was being absolutely as fair as possible here. And I thought both sides were gonna jump at his throat, but it looks like people are actually receiving the message of it is difficult to put it into perspective. Because like I said early on, it's holy crap, he saved the Lakers, but then everything since then has been oh, please God, leave. Please, enough damage. You've taken enough from us. Go. So, anyways, I'm out of here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That concludes the three-peat of basically me being who I am and celebrating LeBron James getting eliminated from the playoffs, as I do every year. It is a ritual, and for this year it just got delayed a little bit because I had some stuff in the real world to take care of this week. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the vid on the way out. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Hit that bell if you want to get notified for future uploads and future stutters as well. And most importantly is to be water, my friends. Peace out, everybody.